Imagine a place where ancient glaciers meet cutting-edge innovation, where four languages blend into one national soul, and where every peak tells a story of impossible beauty. Welcome to Switzerland, where mountains pierce the heavens, glaciers carve impossible valleys, and four cultures unite in harmony. A nation where precision meets nature's grandeur and innovation flourishes amid alpine beauty. And speaking of marvels, few know that this small nation produces more inventions per capita than any other country on Earth, from the zipper to Velcro, from LSD to the World Wide Web's birthplace at CERN. From above, the Alps dominate like a frozen wave, with 48 peaks rising above 4,000 meters. Glaciers flow between summits, while emerald valleys cradle mirror-like lakes. The Matterhorn's pyramid pierces the southern sky, creating geographic poetry written in stone and ice. Four official languages coexist here without conflict. Germanic efficiency meets French refinement and Italian passion, creating a national identity built on respect for regional character. 26 cantons each maintain their own traditions, from Basel's carnival madness to Valais wine festivals. Switzerland remains one of the world's most environmentally conscious nations. Brown bears have returned to the Alps after a century's absence, while ibex leap across peaks where they were once hunted to near extinction. And the cuisine, from fondue's bubbling cheese to raclette's melted perfection, every bite celebrates mountain life and heritage passed down through generations. This is Switzerland. Not just a destination, but a vision of how nations can preserve nature while embracing progress. Let us now explore its most beautiful and iconic places. The Matterhorn. In the southern sky above Zermatt, a pyramid of stone rises 4,478 meters into thin air. The Matterhorn dominates the Alps like nature's cathedral, its distinctive silhouette recognized worldwide as Switzerland's ultimate symbol. Four faces point toward the cardinal directions, each wall presenting different challenges to climbers who attempt its heights. The Hernley Ridge, the most popular route, still claims lives despite modern equipment and mountain guides. Over 500 people have died on these slopes since the first ascent in 1865, when four members of Edward Whymper's team fell during the descent, turning triumph into tragedy. From Zermatt, cable cars carry visitors toward the summit. The Gornergrat Railway climbs to 3,089 meters, offering panoramic views of 29 4,000-meter peaks. The Matterhorn Glacier Paradise reaches 3,883 meters, Europe's highest cable car station, where the Palace of Ice tunnels through living glacier, its walls carved with sculptures that slowly melt and reform with the seasons. At sunrise, the mountain glows pink and orange in a phenomenon locals call alpenglow. The peak catches the sun's first rays, while valleys remain in shadow, creating minutes of ethereal beauty before daylight normalizes the scene. Photographers gather at strategic viewpoints, their cameras capturing moments that have inspired artists for centuries. The Matterhorn embodies Switzerland's relationship with mountains, where respect mingles with ambition, where nature's power humbles human achievement. Jungfraujoch, top of Europe. A cogwheel train climbs through the Eiger's north face, its tracks carved through solid rock. The journey to Jungfraujoch, 3,454 meters above sea level, takes visitors to Europe's highest railway station, where ice and stone meet sky. The top of Europe complex houses, restaurants, observation decks, and ice sculptures within the mountain itself. Windows overlook the Aletsch Glacier, a 23-kilometer river of ice flowing through valleys carved over millennia. This glacier, the Alps' largest, contains enough ice to cover all of Switzerland in a meter-deep layer. The Sphinx Observatory perches on a rock pinnacle, its astronomical instruments studying space from air so thin that breathing requires adjustment. Visitors emerge onto the viewing platform, where winds can exceed 100 kilometers per hour, their breath visible in air that rarely rises above freezing. The ice palace tunnels through the glacier's heart. Blue corridors wind between ice walls where sculptures depict alpine life, from eagles to mountaineers, all carved from frozen water that fell as snow decades ago. The temperature never varies, remaining at a constant -3 degrees Celsius year-round. The Alpine Sensation exhibition tells the Jungfrau Railway's construction story. Between 1896 and 1912, workers blasted through 7 kilometers of rock, creating a feat of engineering that remains remarkable a century later. Their dedication transformed an impossible dream into daily reality for thousands of tourists. Lake Geneva, Europe's largest alpine lake, stretches 72 kilometers between Switzerland and France, its crescent shape carved by glaciers that retreated 15,000 years ago. Lake Geneva, or Lac Léman, reflects the Alps in waters so clear you can see 10 meters deep. The jet d'eau erupts from the lake's surface in Geneva, propelling 500 liters of water per second to heights of 140 meters. This fountain, visible from aircraft approaching the city, has become Geneva's signature, its spray creating rainbows on sunny afternoons. Medieval castles line the shores. Chillon Castle, near Montreux, juts from the water like a stone ship, its dungeons and great halls preserved as they were when the Dukes of Savoy ruled these lands. Byron immortalized its prison in verse, carving his name into dungeon pillars where political prisoners once languished. Lavaux's terraced vineyards cascade toward the water, tier upon tier of vines producing white wines in a UNESCO World Heritage landscape. These terraces, built by Cistercian monks in the 11th century, capture 3 suns: direct sunlight, reflection from the lake, and heat radiating from stone walls, creating perfect conditions for Chasselas grapes. Belle Epoque steamships ply the lake's waters, their paddle wheels churning as they have for over a century. The CGN fleet includes vessels launched in the 1900s, lovingly maintained, and still carrying passengers between Swiss and French ports, offering floating time capsules of maritime elegance. Lucerne and Mount Pilatus. The Chapel Bridge spans the Rias River in Lucerne's heart, its covered walkway dating to 1333, making it Europe's oldest wooden bridge. Triangular paintings hang from the rafters, depicting Lucerne's history and Swiss legends in 17th century artwork that survived a 1993 fire, which destroyed much of the structure. The water tower rises from the bridge's center, its stone bulk once serving as prison, torture chamber, and treasury. Today it stands as Lucerne's most photographed landmark, its medieval silhouette reflected in river waters where swans glide between tour boats. Mount Pilatus dominates Lucerne's southern horizon, the world's steepest cogwheel railway with gradients reaching 48%, climbs to the 2,128-meter summit, where legend claims Pontius Pilate's spirit haunts the mountain lakes. On clear days, the view encompasses 73 alpine peaks and 6 lakes, a panorama explaining why tourists have climbed this mountain since the 16th century. The Lion Monument, carved into a sandstone cliff, commemorates Swiss guards who died defending Louis XVI during the French Revolution. The dying lion, 10 meters long, projects such pathos that Mark Twain called it the saddest and most moving piece of stone in the world. Lucerne's preserved medieval old town winds along the river, its painted buildings and cobblestone squares maintaining atmosphere despite modern tourism. Here, tradition isn't performance but daily life, where local markets still operate as they have for centuries. Pop quiz time. Question 1. What is the height of Europe's highest railway station at Jungfraujoch? A. 3,089 meters. B. 3,454 meters. C. 3,883 meters. Or D. 4,478 meters. Keep this answer in mind. We'll reveal it at the end. The Rhine Falls. At Schaffhausen, the Rhine River plunges 23 meters over a 150-meter wide precipice. Europe's largest waterfall by volume thunders with up to 600,000 liters per second during summer melt, its roar audible kilometers away. Viewing platforms jut over churning water where rainbows form in perpetual mist. Boat tours venture into the fall's spray, approaching the central rock where a Swiss flag flies from a precarious pole. The brave can climb stairs to this rock summit, standing in the fall's heart as water pounds all around. The falls have carved through limestone for 15,000 years, their power once driving mills and factories. Today, hydroelectric plants elsewhere harness the Rhine's energy, leaving the falls as natural spectacle rather than industrial resource. Schloss Laufen and Schloss Wörth, medieval castles on opposite banks, offer contrasting views. From Laufen's restaurant, diners watch the falls while savoring Swiss specialties. Wörth's youth hostel provides the unique experience of falling asleep to waterfall thunder. The geological drama continues as the falls slowly migrate upstream, eroding rock at a rate of 1 centimeter per century, a reminder that even mountains and waterfalls are temporary features on geological timescales. Interlaken and the Bernese Oberland. Between Lake Thun and Lake Brienz, the town of Interlaken spreads across a valley floor, where the Eiger, Mönch and Jungfrau dominate the southern skyline. This trio of peaks, translating to Ogre, Monk and Maiden, has challenged mountaineers for generations. The Eiger's north face, the Nordwand, remains mountaineering's most notorious challenge. This 1,800-meter wall of crumbling limestone has claimed over 60 lives, its difficulties and dangers earning it the nickname Mordwand, or Murder Wall. Yet climbers continue attempting it, drawn by the ultimate alpine test. Grindelwald nestles below the Eiger, a village where chalets cling to meadows so steep that hay must be harvested by hand. Cable cars whisk skiers to the Jungfrau region's 200 kilometers of slopes in winter, while summer transforms the mountains into hiking paradise. Lauterbrunnen Valley plunges into the mountains, its cliffs lined with 72 waterfalls. Staubach Falls drops 297 meters in a single leap, its mist drifting across the valley floor. Trümmelbach Falls, hidden inside the mountain, channels meltwater from Eiger, Mönch and Jungfrau glaciers through spiral galleries carved by erosion. The region embodies Swiss alpine culture, where traditional farming continues alongside modern tourism. where yodeling isn't performance but communication across mountain distances, and where respect for nature governs all activity. The Schilthorn, reached by cable car from Mürren, gained fame as a James Bond filming location. Piz Gloria, the revolving restaurant at 2,970 meters, appeared in On Her Majesty's Secret Service. And today, tourists can dine while the restaurant completes a full rotation every 45 minutes, revealing 360-degree views of over 200 peaks. Adventure sports thrive in this valley. Paragliders launch from First Mountain, soaring above Grindelwald on thermals that lift them to eye level with eagles. In winter, the region transforms into ski paradise, with runs ranging from gentle nursery slopes to the infamous Lauterbrunnen downhill course, the longest World Cup ski race at 4.48 kilometers, where racers exceed 160 kilometers per hour. Zurich, Switzerland's largest city, spreads along the Limmat River, where it flows from Lake Zurich. Medieval guild houses line the old town's lanes, their painted facades hiding contemporary galleries, shops, and restaurants that make Zurich a global cultural center. Bahnhofstrasse, one of the world's most expensive shopping streets, stretches from the main station to the lake. Underground vaults beneath these boutiques reportedly hold more gold than Fort Knox, stored by banks that have made Zurich synonymous with financial security. The Swiss National Museum occupies a castle-like building near the station, its exhibitions chronicling Swiss history from Neolithic lake dwellings to modern democracy. The collection includes everything from medieval armor to contemporary design, illustrating how this small nation has punched above its weight throughout history. Lake Zurich's shores provide recreational escape. Steamboats cruise between lakeside villages, while swimmers brave waters that remain cool even in summer. The Uetliberg Mountain, accessible by train, offers views of the city, lake, and Alps, proving that wilderness lies minutes from downtown. Zurich's nightlife surprises visitors expecting Swiss propriety. The former industrial quarter of Zurich West has transformed into a hub of clubs, bars, and cultural venues where electronic music pulses until dawn, challenging stereotypes about Swiss conservatism. The Kunsthaus Zurich houses one of Switzerland's most important art collections. Works span from medieval religious paintings to contemporary installations, with particular strength in Swiss artists like Alberto Giacometti and Ferdinand Hodler. Monet, Van Gogh, and Picasso masterpieces hang alongside cutting-edge exhibitions that keep the museum relevant to modern audiences. Fraumünster Church features stained glass windows by Marc Chagall. The 5 windows in the choir, completed in 1970, flood the medieval interior with colored light depicting biblical scenes in the Russian-French artist's distinctive style. Nearby, Grossmünster's twin towers dominate the skyline, their Romanesque architecture housing exhibitions about Huldrych Zwingli's Reformation that transformed Zurich into a Protestant stronghold. Geneva. At the Rhone's outlet from Lake Geneva, an international city straddles language and culture. Geneva speaks French but thinks globally, hosting more international organizations than any city except Brussels. The Palais des Nations houses the United Nations European headquarters. Its assembly hall witnesses diplomatic negotiations where world peace hangs in balance, while the League of Nations Museum documents humanity's attempts to prevent war through discussion rather than force. CERN, the European Organization for Nuclear Research, lies beneath the border between Switzerland and France. Here, the Large Hadron Collider accelerates particles through a 27-kilometer tunnel, smashing them together to recreate conditions microseconds after the Big Bang. This facility, where the World Wide Web was invented, continues pushing the boundaries of human knowledge. The old town climbs hills above the modern center, its cobblestone streets winding past St. Pierre Cathedral, where John Calvin preached Reformation theology that changed European religion. Archaeological sites beneath the cathedral reveal settlements dating to the 4th century. Geneva's internationalism extends to cuisine. Restaurants serve food from every continent, while Swiss specialties like fondue and raclette compete with Vietnamese pao and Japanese sushi, creating culinary diversity matching its diplomatic population. The Château de Chillon. On Lake Geneva's eastern shore, a castle rises from the water like a medieval dream. Chillon Castle, built on an island connected to land by a bridge, has guarded this strategic passage for 1,000 years. 25 buildings compose the complex, from dungeons carved into bedrock to great halls with painted ceilings. The underground chambers, reachable by stone stairs worn smooth by centuries of feet, echo with water lapping against foundations. The castle's most famous prisoner, François Bonivard, spent 6 years chained to a dungeon pillar for opposing the Duke of Savoy. Byron's poem, The Prisoner of Chillon, romanticized his imprisonment, and the poet carved his name into the pillar where visitors still trace its letters. 3 courtyards divide the castle into distinct sections. The first housed guards and servants, the second contained administrative offices, while the third reserved space for nobility. This stratification reflects medieval social structures preserved in stone. From the battlements, views extend across Lake Geneva to the French Alps. The castle's strategic value is immediately apparent, controlling the narrow passage between lake and mountain, where all traffic once passed, making whoever held Chillon master of this vital route. The Swiss National Park. In the Engadin Valley, Switzerland's only national park, preserves 170 square kilometers of alpine wilderness unchanged by human hands. Since 1914, this reserve has allowed nature to follow its own rules without interference. No hotels, no camping, no fires, and no leaving marked trails. These strict regulations ensure that wildlife thrives undisturbed. Ibex graze on steep slopes, their cloven hooves gripping rock that would defeat human climbers. Chamois bound across meadows, while golden eagles patrol skies where bearded vultures have returned after a century's absence. The park's vegetation zones rise from mixed forest through alpine meadows to bare rock and permanent snow. Each elevation hosts distinct plant communities adapted to specific conditions, from edelweiss in rocky areas to alpine roses carpeting summer meadows. Over 80 kilometers of trails wind through the park, allowing visitors to explore while minimizing impact. Rangers lead guided walks, explaining ecology and pointing out wildlife that untrained eyes would miss. The park demonstrates that preservation works, that nature rebounds when given space and protection. The park embodies Swiss environmental values, showing that economic success need not require exploiting every resource, that leaving wilderness wild has value beyond monetary calculation. Pop quiz time. Question 2. How many 4,000-meter peaks can you see from the Gornergrat viewpoint near the Matterhorn? A. 19 peaks, B. 24 peaks, C. 29 peaks, or D. 34 peaks? Remember your answer. Zermatt and the Glacier Express. No cars enter Zermatt. This mountain resort, hemmed by peaks, permits only electric vehicles, creating an alpine village where silence reigns despite thousands of visitors. The air stays remarkably pure, free from exhaust fumes that plague other tourist centers. The Gornergrat Railway, Europe's second highest, winds 10 kilometers upward, gaining 1,469 meters in elevation. From its terminus, 29 4,000-meter peaks crowd the horizon, with the Matterhorn dominating like a monarch among nobles. The Glacier Express connects Zermatt to St. Moritz in an 8-hour journey across the Alps. Panoramic windows reveal mountains, valleys, and gorges as the train navigates 291 bridges and 91 tunnels. The Landwasser Viaduct, appearing on countless postcards, carries the track across a valley on a 6-arch stone bridge before plunging into the mountain through a tunnel in the cliff face. The journey reaches 2,033 meters at the Oberalp Pass, crossing from German to Romansh-speaking regions, from one cultural world to another. Passengers lunch in dining cars as Switzerland unfolds outside windows, a slow-motion revelation of Alpine majesty. This train represents Swiss engineering and tourism philosophy. The journey matters as much as the destination. Speed serves experience rather than mere transportation, and nature's drama deserves contemplation rather than hurried glimpses. The Aletsch Glacier. From the Jungfraujoch, the Aletsch Glacier flows south like a frozen river, 23 kilometers long, up to 1 kilometer wide, and 800 meters deep. It contains 11 billion tons of ice accumulated over thousands of years. Climate change is shrinking this giant. The glacier loses 50 meters of length annually, retreating as Earth warms. By 2100, scientists predict it could shrink by half, transforming landscapes that have remained constant through human history. Hiking trails follow the glacier's edges, allowing close observation of crevasses, seracs, and moraines. The ice appears white from distance, but reveals deep blue when viewed up close, colored by compressed snow, where air bubbles have been squeezed out by immense pressure. The glacier feeds rivers that eventually reach the Mediterranean, making it a crucial water source for regions far beyond the Alps. This connection demonstrates how alpine glaciers affect ecosystems and human populations across Europe. The surrounding area, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, protects not just the glacier, but the entire mountain ecosystem. Scientists monitor ice thickness, flow rates, and recession speeds, gathering data that illuminates broader climate patterns. St. Moritz and the Engadin Valley. At 1,856 meters elevation, St. Moritz claims the title of Alpine Glamour's birthplace. This resort town hosted the Winter Olympics twice and invented modern winter tourism when Johannes Badrut bet British summer guests that winter would prove even more delightful. The frozen lake becomes a sports venue each winter. The white turf horse races see thoroughbreds gallop across ice, their hooves wrapped in special shoes for traction. Cricket matches, polo tournaments, and golf competitions follow, all played on a frozen surface that melts each spring. The Cresta Run challenges the insane and brave. Since 1885, riders have hurtled headfirst down this ice track on skeleton sleds, reaching speeds exceeding 130 kilometers per hour. Only members and invited guests can ride, maintaining exclusivity that epitomizes St. Moritz's approach to winter sports. The Engadin Valley stretches beyond St. Moritz, its high altitude ensuring 322 days of sunshine annually. Crystal clear air and intense light have attracted artists for centuries, their canvases attempting to capture the unique quality of mountain radiance. Segantini Museum in St. Moritz displays works by Giovanni Segantini, who painted the Engadin's mountains and people with devotion bordering on obsession. His large-scale alpine triptych captures the cycle of life, death, and rebirth, as experienced in mountain regions where nature's power humbles human pretension. The Bernina Express traverses the Engadin on its journey to Italy. This train crosses the Bernina Pass without cogwheels, relying instead on adhesion to climb grades that reach 7%. The route navigates 55 tunnels and 196 bridges, including the spiral viaduct at Brusio, where the track loops over itself in a complete circle. Bern, Switzerland's capital, surprises visitors expecting grandeur. Bern remains modest, its medieval old town preserving sandstone arcades, painted fountains, and the Zittglogge clock tower whose astronomical clock has marked time since 1530. The Federal Palace houses Switzerland's government, but unlike most capitals, it doesn't dominate the city. You can walk past it without realizing its importance, reflecting Swiss democratic humility, where government serves rather than rules. The Bear Park houses Bern's symbol. Brown bears roam enclosures on the Aar River's steep banks, descendants of the last wild bears killed in the region centuries ago. These animals, both mascot and reminder of wilderness lost, bridge past, and present. The Aar River loops around the old town, its turquoise waters flowing so fast that swimming with the current has become a summer tradition. Bathers float from above the city to below it, letting the river carry them through the capital's heart. Paul Klee Center, designed by Renzo Piano, houses the world's largest collection of the artist's work. Its three wave-like buildings blend into the landscape, exemplifying how modern architecture can complement rather than compete with nature. Einstein House preserves the apartment where Albert Einstein developed his theory of relativity. While working at the Swiss Patent Office, Einstein lived on Kramgasse in a modest flat now restored to its 1905 appearance. Visitors can see the desk where revolutionary physics was conceived, proving that world-changing ideas can emerge from humble circumstances. Bern's 6-kilometer arcade system creates Europe's longest weather-protected shopping promenade. These covered walkways, built in the 15th century, allow residents to shop and stroll, regardless of weather, demonstrating medieval urban planning that anticipated modern concerns about pedestrian comfort. The Gurten Mountain offers panoramic views from Bern's doorstep. A funicular railway climbs to the summit where walking trails, playgrounds, and restaurants make it a favorite local escape. In summer, the Gurten Festival transforms the mountain into a music venue where international acts perform under stars with the Alps as backdrop. Ticino's palm-lined lakeshores. South of the Alps, Switzerland becomes Mediterranean. Ticino, the Italian-speaking canton, enjoys weather that allows palm trees and citrus groves, creating a microclimate where alpine snow meets subtropical vegetation. Lake Maggiore and Lake Lugano extend across the Italian border, their shores lined with Belle Epoque hotels and botanical gardens. Isole di Brissago, islands in Lake Maggiore, host exotic plants from 5 continents in gardens where bamboo grows beside African succulents and Asian ferns. The Verzasca Valley cuts into the mountains, its river flowing over smooth granite in emerald pools. The medieval Lavatezzo Bridge, a double-arched stone structure, spans the river at a point where locals dive from cliffs into deep water. Bellinzona's 3 castles, UNESCO World Heritage Sites, once controlled the Alpine passes leading into Italy. Their walls and towers remain intact defensive systems that never fell to enemies despite numerous sieges, standing testament to medieval military architecture. Ticino combines Italian culture with Swiss efficiency. Piazzas fill with café tables, where conversations continue late into evenings, warmer than anywhere else in Switzerland. Yet trains still run on precise schedules, and streets remain impeccably maintained. Montreux and the Swiss Riviera. The northeastern shore of Lake Geneva basks in a microclimate that allows Mediterranean plants to flourish. Montreux, the pearl of the Swiss Riviera, stretches along the lakefront where Belle Époque palaces recall an age when European nobility wintered in alpine resorts. The Montreux Jazz Festival, held every July since 1967, has become one of the world's premier music events. Miles Davis, Ray Charles, Prince, and countless legends have performed on stages overlooking the lake, their music drifting across water toward French mountains on the opposite shore. Chillon Castle stands at Montreux's edge, its towers reflected in still morning waters. Queen's Freddie Mercury found inspiration here, immortalizing the castle and town in song. A statue of Mercury, erected on the waterfront, now attracts fans who travel from around the world to pay respects to the late singer. The Golden Pass Railway connects Montreux to Interlaken through some of Switzerland's most beautiful landscapes. The panoramic cars feature seats that swivel to face the best views as the train climbs from lakeside palms to mountain snow, crossing from French to German Switzerland through landscapes that shift with elevation and culture. Rocher de Nez, accessible by mountain railway, rises 2,042 meters above Montreux. Marmots inhabit the alpine meadows near the summit, their whistles warning of approaching hikers. The view encompasses Lake Geneva, the French Alps, and on clear days, Mont Blanc's distant summit, creating a panorama that justifies the hour-long climb. Concluding this visual journey through Switzerland, we have traveled from the Matterhorn's iconic pyramid to the palm-lined shores of Ticino, from the thundering Rhine Falls to the silent grandeur of the Aletsch Glacier, discovering not just places, but the values that transformed a small mountainous nation into a global beacon of precision, innovation, and natural preservation. We hope these images and stories have enriched your knowledge and sparked your desire to personally explore the extraordinary beauty of this remarkable nation. And for those who have been waiting, here are the answers to our pop quizzes. The answer to the first question is B. 3,454 meters is the height of Jungfraujoch, Europe's highest railway station. The answer to the second question is C. 29 4,000-meter peaks are visible from the Gornergrat viewpoint. How did you do? Let us know in the comments below. Now, before you go, we would love to hear from you. Which destination from today's video captured your imagination the most? Was it the majestic Matterhorn standing sentinel over Zermatt, the engineering marvel of the Jungfraujoch, or perhaps the pristine wilderness of the Swiss National Park? Drop your favorite in the comments. We love reading every single one. And here is the big question. Where would you like us to take you next? Whether it is the fjords of Norway, the temples of Japan, the deserts of Morocco, or a hidden corner of the world you have been dreaming about, tell us below, and we might just make it happen. If you enjoyed this journey through the heart of the Alps and want to be the first to explore new destinations with us, do not forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications so you never miss a single adventure. Until next time, keep exploring, keep wandering, and keep discovering the infinite wonders this world has to offer. Safe travels, friends.